So today I want to go over my latest build, which is this horn right here. This is, I know, it looks like a cornet. It's not a cornet. I'll explain why. Let's go over the obvious. The obvious is that we're using a cornet block. This is a vintage Fullerton Olds Ambassador cornet block. What's been done to the block is I have cut off the original lead pipe and receiver and replaced the lead pipe and receiver. This section has been made into a Martin Committee trumpet receiver and lead pipe. What makes the Martin Committee receiver and lead pipe so special is that there's a rather large gap in the receiver. The gap is the point where the end of the mouthpiece meets the end of the receiver. So that gap is a little different on a Martin Committee. It allows the horn to be slotted loosely so you can bend notes. So there's also a lot of warmth in the Martin Committee lead pipe. That's what makes the Martin Committee so famous, as well as the tuning slide in a Martin Committee is a dual bore. So what do we mean by dual bore? The dual bore means that this portion of tuning slide would be smaller in diameter, inside diameter, than this portion of tuning slide. So what we have here is a smaller pipe going into a larger pipe. Now on a Committee, the crook, main tuning crook, is slightly tapered like a cornet. This is what we mean by taper. There's a graduation, conical shape of the lead pipe. So this is not normal on an Olds Ambassador to have a dual bore. This part of the lead pipe slash tuning slide has been replaced. It's slightly smaller than the original Ambassador bore. So we have Martin Committee trumpet receiver, trumpet lead pipe. The whole section has been shortened. Why do we have to shorten the lead pipe? Well, because normally a cornet bell is much shorter from here to here. We have a shorter bell, we have a longer lead pipe on a cornet. That's one of the characteristics of a cornet, as well as this long, wide wrap and the taller piston section to make the long, wide wrap of the main tuning slide and lead pipe fit the horn. So why did I convert this cornet into a trumpet? Well, because I had this lovely Andy Taylor bell. The Andy Taylor bells are handmade by Andy Taylor in Europe, and he makes two-piece bells. You can see here the seam. We have bronze bell matched to a yellow brass flare and crook. And you can also see that the crook is bent much quicker than a standard trumpet. So because of this quick bend here, so this length from here to here of the bell section is much shorter than a normal trumpet. Therefore, this bell won't fit on a standard trumpet block. And why is that? Because if I have a shorter bell distance from block to the end of the bell, and I have a standard tuning slide, the tuning slide is going to extend out roughly to here, and you would not be able to remove the tuning slide from the trumpet and do maintenance. So we're utilizing this wonderful Andy Taylor bell, which is a very expensive bell, and using a cornet block, I was able to move the tuning slide to the rear of the horn. So now I can pull the tuning slide out and do my maintenance. Plus I end up with a really cool looking trumpet. So again, it's not a cornet. Cornet uses a cornet mouthpiece. Cornet uses a cornet receiver. Cornet lead pipe. Has a longer lead pipe and a shorter bell. This is a full-length trumpet bell, not a cornet. It is a trumpet. Why the Olds block? make great blocks. The valves are super fast. The spring section is just the right weight, heavy weight of spring to make a really quick valve. They're also very quiet. And you can also get parts for them easy. You can replace an entire block pretty cheap if you need to run into or get spare parts for an Olds Ambassador block. They're plentiful and they're not expensive. I've removed the standard bracing from the Ambassador. We normally have many braces, one here, one here, one here, one there. Too many braces. Deadens the horn. Replace the standard Ambassador bracing with the bracing from a Martin Imperial tuning crook. Looks really nice on here. Allows me to mate the bell and lead pipe to the block very nicely. Custom size. No crazy bending. There's no stress on the horn. It's been completely de-stressed, so all the braces have been resoldered. There's no tension on any of the bracing. 5 1/4 inch bronze bell. Big, fat, bright sounding bell. It's bright because of the bronze. It's fat because it's a big, wide diameter bell. Sounds great. Also, in keeping with the tradition and the of the Martin Committee, also have a side-mounted third slide ring. That's another feature of the Martin Committee, this side-mounted slide ring. I love the feature. I love having a side-mounted slide ring. It's comfortable. Your finger goes in there, fits nice, very comfy. Last feature of the horn. Well, two additional features of this horn. One is that the second slide has been shortened. Normally I find on a vintage trumpet, the second slide, the concert A, when we play the B on the trumpet, they tend to tune to 432 Hertz. If you play or tune to the concert B flat or the trumpet C, the C will tune normal to a 466 Hertz. The B will normally end up at around 432, while when we're tuning to a concert orchestra or band, oftentimes we are supposed to tune to the A, which is 440 Hertz by modern day standards. So this slide has been shortened. This B will register on a tuner at 440 Hertz. You don't need to, well, it's just more accurate. You can't ever get that B to tune properly unless you're lipping it into tune. So I prefer to have the shorter valve slide, the tuning slide. So another feature, replace the standard Olds Ambassador spit valves with these Amato style spit valves. But what makes these special Amato spit valves is that we don't have this crazy little pin that you need special tools to remove or to replace. This particular type of Amato uses a flat screwdriver. You simply spin that out with a flat screwdriver in a counterclockwise direction. It comes out. The spring is easily removed. The spit valve is easily removed. Maintenance is super duper easy. More reliable in that case than a standard lever action spit valve. Why? Well, because it's easier to maintain, there's no cork to replace, and another benefit of the Amatos is that you can empty both of them at the same time. Just pinch them and empty them at the same time. Well, that wraps it up. It's a great horn. I'll make another video of me playing it. I love this horn. It has a beautiful, bright sound compared to a Martin Committee. It's a big, fat core, thanks to the big 5 1/4 inch Andy Taylor bell. The Taylor bell is worth a small fortune alone. It came from a divot trumpet. The owner didn't take good care of it. Rescued the bell, took care of the bell, and mated it to what was obvious to me. It needed to be mated to a cornet block because of this limitation of the crook the main tuning slide. Have a good one.